the part of that club has been razed today. The Romeo Lane has been razed today because it did not have the permission to be built the way it was built. And yet, it was inviting, it was very inviting, it was a very happening place, not only for tourists, but also for locals. How are you looking at this, particularly since you come from almost the same fraternity?
Yes, I'm happy about that it being demolished partly, and hope the government to crack down more such cases, especially whether the danger. I'm talking about more like fire danger or a structural danger. All these places should be come into account, and this act should be done long back, but nevertheless, it should now go on and start crackdown in such cases more.
This should have been done long time back. Tell me something, since you belong to Goa itself, you are part of the same sector, the same industry. Did you know that this club and many others were functioning without licenses? Was this a concern whatsoever, or is this something you all have also turned a blind eye to and learned to live with, saying that this is how things are?
Well, there are a certain section of activists in Goa, and they keep a close eye. And sometimes the neighbors around are keeping close eye, and they must have, and they have also done a lot of complaints. And those things have nothing has been moved forward. So automatically, what happens when a common man start fighting with big tycoon like this, and if there is no victory, they give up. And if one fellow give up, second fellow give up, third fellow give up, so automatically Goa turns to be sleep, because sometimes things doesn't work in your favor. So you leave it. It's not that people don't know about it, but people don't want to be part of it aggressively until unless such things happen. That's what I
Tell us something about the Luthra brothers. They are not in India right now. They, in fact, how unfortunate, how terrible that they flew the country just hours after the inferno. They were spotted last in Bangkok, is what we are learning. We've got an image of them at the Bangkok immigration, the airport immigration as well. Tell us something about these two brothers.
I don't know them, but I know many such people who are showing their weight, and definitely they must be having some connection, which you as a journalist must be knowing also how things.
All right, we seem to have some connectivity problem. We'll try and get to that. My team will be is trying to fix that line. But let's get the visuals of the Romeo Lane being razed. I think these are the visuals from the Birch Club. Let's try and get the visuals of the Romeo Lane being razed a while ago. That's just one shack of the Birch Club. The Birch Club, it's the kitchen where the inferno was reported, where the fire was reported. There seemed to have been absolute mayhem at the club as people tried to run for their life. Many of them got trapped. They could not breathe. They were suffocated to death. Most of the postmortems have indicated suffocation as the cause of death. Those are the visuals on your screen of the Romeo Lane shack being razed, being demolished, particularly because this was without permission. And what we are being told, this is the second such drive against the Romeo Lane. Earlier, there was another drive where the Romeo Lane of the Birch Club was partly demolished, again for lack of permissions. There have been repeated instances of where these violations have taken place, particularly with the Birch Club. And we're speaking about Birch Club alone because that's where the inferno happened. That's where this tragic incident that took the life of 25 people occurred. In fact, what we are being told is the lane to the Birch Club was so narrow that even fire rescue teams could not reach the club. The fire teams had to be parked several feet away. Okay, and I'm also being joined at this point by Ellen Rao, who's a former IPS officer. Thank you very much, Mr. Ellen Rao, for joining us. Days after days after days now, we have been discussing what's happened in Goa. There's also a Goa and Delhi connect. There are reports about how terrible the track records of clubs in Delhi as well are when it comes to NOC, but that's for another day. We are right now focusing on Goa. Just how shocking is it for you what happened, or this was just a death trap in waiting?
Good evening, ma'am, to all your viewers. And this is really a very shocking incident. And for the last 2-3 days, we are listening and not discussing on the channels about the apathy which has been undertaken by the owners of this nightclub. And more serious was that it was being run without any permission, without any SOP, standard operating procedures being adopted by the administration to allow these such type of clubs to run in the city. And it was really, you can say it's a death trap for the about 25 innocent people who lost their lives in that, and so many others injured in this case. But surprisingly, this was being run by these people for so many time, so much a long time under the knowledge of the government and administration, and admittedly it was not having any NOC, and that it was being run on an unauthorized property. So all these things are now is a matter of investigation, that and thorough investigation is being done, and that if it was on a, I think on the government land or unauthorized property was there, that's why it is being demolished by the administration now. Their eyes and ears now open, but earlier when this they could have been, the system was that administration was so alert, then this had been alert, then this huge tragedy could have been averted with the intelligence and the you can say vigilant eyes of that administration.
Right. I'm also being joined by Rennie Abraham right now, who's a senior journalist. Thank you very much for joining us. Rennie Abraham, one question that everybody is asking is these two owners, co-owners if I may, that's Luthra brothers, Saurabh as well as Gaurav, they seem to be on a winning spree in terms of club after clubs after clubs, franchisee after franchisees after franchisees. And now they have a lookout circular against them. What's extremely ironic is just hours after the tragic incident at the Birch Club, they flew the country, they flew away. We're being told to Thailand. Rennie Abraham, what's the kind of a track record really that we are looking at for somebody who's been looking at what's happening in Goa very closely? Okay, we seem to have some issue, again a technical issue. Let me just try and get at this point Serafino Kota. Serafino Kota, you know, Goa is a place, obviously the tourism season is only going to start off. It's almost at the beginning of the tourism season right now. What's the kind of concerns that you all have?
Well, the first thing, to somebody to run away like this, it is really not in Goan culture. If whether it's licensed or unlicensed, imagine this place is a fully licensed and owned by Goan. Let me tell you that Goan will stand even if people mob attack him. He will be there to face the music and to face the people or police. This is totally unethical to run away and holding no responsibility. One. Number two, where everything is saying no, 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 so that will definitely affect us, that Goa is a place. We are doing some sort of a different marketing now. That is, Goa is a place where everyone can go and build even illegal at a level of totally zero license. Nobody has such type of structure in Goa. People may be having a little bit of illegality here and there, 5-10 square meter extra land, extra table, a late night closing. The license is 11 o'clock, but he's closing at 12 o'clock. The decibel has to be this much, but little louder. All such things are happening. And that is okay. I'm not saying okay, but that kind doesn't affect the human life. Somebody is not getting died. But here, there is no fabricate access, and it won't be, even if they have license, there will be no access to such places. And they were operating openly. The key thing is, how come when local police and local people and number of complaints been given to the authorities, and how authorities slip that to be look at into it.